Once again, we're watching Frieren, who, via a very concise and straightforward message, order, easily turn the tide on the demons. Trickery is looked down upon, but a necessity. And now that the guillotine is done, the town is freed. Is there going to be some more statues? A festival, perhaps? More names to go down in legend? But kind of like the previous episodes, I'm guessing we'd be moving on and maybe even seeing something new. One thing I really do like about Frieren is how it treads the path of a story once already told. We're seeing how the world has reacted and responded to them and their adventures, and the resulting fallout or growth. Not something you get to see all too often, a story that has already concluded and we're just retreading old steps. It's interesting, to say none the least. But I do want to see more little snippets of her life back when the hero party was still out adventuring, and maybe just how much she has grown since then, or things that really mattered to her. So, if you would like to see as well, you wouldn't be here if you weren't. Well, you wouldn't be here if you didn't. But get yourself a drink, so that we can begin. It's always a day that I'm waiting for. More Frieren. And now seeing the day breaking on the battlefield. What was before and how it is. How it is now with the light shining off of the armour of the fallen. It wasn't much of a battle, but seeing all of those that had tried and failed in the past finally being able to rest, that is a solemn look of victory right there. There's no sense of pride or accomplishment. Just looking back at the fallen and the hurt that has been caused, Frieren definitely does things differently, doesn't it? And after the victory against the demons, the fact that both Fern and Stark took out fairly powerful ones by themselves, and they're making a legend of their own making. And now that we're leaving that, I'm guessing we're leaving that town, and now that the demon scourge is dealt with, will we be meeting and learning a few other characters? Is it the scale of the lives lost there and the ones who went up against them, or the fact that they've actually managed to come out the other side and win? She didn't take out any, or didn't use any force or anger against the controlled soldiers. How long is it going to be before he finds his son as well? Well, learning from the past, how it comes back now. No? They did do well, even if he took a bit of a beating. Exactly. Frontline warrior. That is only a matter of time. Brought him back to him. Stopped the torment that was being under the control of this order. And I'll be eternally grateful. How about being able to actually walk around the town without fear? Oh? I mean, is nowhere near what was actually put up. It's it to not only try and find any books that might actually be from her old master, but also to get those fakes out of circulation. That's to be expected, actually. Screaming and crying. Let's try and forget that night. Maybe, hopefully this town is so much different. Timing. And why do you need to interrupt his meeting to inform him of that? Well, I don't think the execution is needed. Stark might have already just offed himself. Good to know. He saw the axe and that was it. He's done. So they may want to clean up a bit, at least clear the blood of Stark's clothes. It's an amazing magic trick, that. But the fact that not only did the sword make it back a while ago, but the mark of the family and the son returning home. Not only his, but all of the soldiers that fell to the demon. It's quite a bittersweet victory, but also he's got that woodcutter has it out for him. But seeing the town come out on the other side, I like the idea that we get a montage not leading up to the battles or anything, but after the fact. Honouring the fallen. some of those could be a bit straighter, you know. They won't stand the test of time in the ground like that. Maybe they'll have a festive holiday every year to mark this occasion. Was it kind of like how she remembers it when she was there, though? Well, Fern might be okay by herself, but yeah, the different grades of magic. Is she going to have to go and do some training now? Actual official certification. Oh no, she's an illegal. And after being alive for so long, yeah, how many certificates is she going to have on her walls? Only half a century. I mean, having their path blocked off by bureaucracy rather than anything else. It's fun. Maybe. Racist. So we're still moving forward, moving north towards the end point, but and how will that be remembered? I wonder how many times she's actually heard that, though. How many people she's saved and how many lives that she's changed. It's gonna get colder. Does she have a warming spell? The weather. There are certain people that know all about fighting in winters. He's done for again. Just bury him where he lays. Quite the blizzard. Was that some shrubbery covered in snow, or like bones in the background there? At least he's having a nice dream. So knowing that there's certain things they can't actually do, the limitations on the spells and magic that they can actually use. Some manual labor, physical. Just dragging him around. Just put up with it. $80 out of date. So this little shack that might be there, what's its current state? It doesn't look too bad. I guess, you're always going to need shelter in the mountains. There'll be sharing accommodation today. Well, first off, an elf. Second off, he's getting in his daily exercise. Turn around, take your chances in the blizzard. The fact he looked at them and continued to... Nande? Where's the camera going? Also, I know that voice. Our boy has returned home. So, the goddess? Well, now that at least we know that the elves aren't completely extinct, there's at least, two. That is, of course, if it's not some shapeshifter or something, but... Craft. Despite how he looks, he is a warrior. He's in the throes of hypothermia. What's the best way to warm him up safely? I can think of a few, some slightly better than others. Just give him... warm him up with some body heat. It's fine. Just go back to sleep. Considering he was completely out of it, this is a new... This is quite new to him. He's going to offer to lay down with him again after that comment. He's a monk, not a fighter as such. I don't believe he's out here trying to make a name for himself in the martial ways. And will be completely inundated with snow. Did he have others with him for this journey, or was he doing it alone? I think if she did, she would have mentioned something. And before that, they're long-lived. She definitely kept away from everything. Damn it, Frieren being a bit selfish with the blankets. She's not a good bed partner. Seeing... No, she's actually joining in there. But seeing the little path of time of them spending the days 6 months trying to survive the winter. She's a pious girl. He's quite observant. Well, it's been 6 months. But after everything, yeah. How can you believe in a goddess or something? Goddess of creation. And just how old is he? If she's been around for over 1,000, and he looks a little more advanced in age. Congratulate him for putting in the effort for so long. To not be remembered. One of my biggest fears. Making a name for yourself in your deeds or your family. Leaving behind some sort of legacy. Ah! I hope that wasn't some metaphor there of the snow. Was that just a phrase that reminded her of a time long ago? Another priest. Even towards the end, how he wasn't particularly on board with the whole idea of his faith. I'll praise you instead. It is kind of funny how a simple phrase or sometimes even a smell, sight can bring back memories of the past, but some more important than others. It's funny how the future sometimes unfolds, doesn't it? Doesn't have to be as a blood relation. But now seeing it work like that. Good save. And this one to praise her? He's already gone ahead. Would be nice. I think for her to have another moment, now that she's grown and understand a bit more. It's like a short weekend, isn't it? A few centuries. And just like that, the short half year of craft is over. But actually having a show where there is a passage of time, the characters do grow old, or maybe in Fern's case, grow up. how many years will be passed before we get to the end of this particular story. This... There's something oddly satisfying about this entire show. Though it's quite slow in a lot of its aspects, the fact that we are getting things relatively stagnant, at least from what it appears in the offset from Frieren's emotiveness, where she's actually learning so much, it's just in comparison to everything else. You know, seeing a friendly face in the midst of a blizzard, kind of rare. Their initial meeting, probably not the best first impression. But after everything, Kraft, a man of the cloth, believing wholeheartedly in the goddess for a questionable amount of years. But if Frieren has been around for over 1,000, he's older than her, how far back does even recorded history go in this world? That's what I'd like to know. And something that just popped into my mind. If we had the demons that were derived from monsters that could trick humans through just speech and then turned into what they were now, are we going to have other creatures where we see their evolution take place of what they used to be compared to what they are now in the world? Considering that Frieren has been around for a while. I'm really hoping that the idea of heaven in this place, the part of the world that you can actually go and speak to those departed, isn't just some myth and legend. Did Flam say she actually went once? It won't be a mere moment, it would be many, many years if Frieren actually goes there and manages to talk with him again. But what kind of conversation will they have? I'm sorry it took until long after you were dead for me to actually start understanding. I think that would basically be the beginning of the conversation they'd hold. But yeah, I really wasn't expecting to hear... Oh god, I guess it was closest to Roswell. Of course, just having a thrusting elf that sounded a bit like Dio. Okay. Wouldn't have expected anything else, really. But I've also started to take a liking to him. You've kept up your training for quite a while. Are we going to have many others down the road where pretty much every one of the gang gets on with them? Leaves a good impression, even if it didn't start off amazing. Sometimes the best friendships come out of accidentally finding yourself in their arms in bed. Oh wait, no, it's the opposite. It's how you never want to meet someone. So until next time on absolutely incorrect life advice, we'll have to be enjoying more of the world of Frieren. I do wonder what's going to come up next now that the town has been saved. The townsfolk may now not only celebrate the heroes, but the new group, the new heroes. Are we going to have to tread around again on a return journey and see what they're doing? Or is word going to spread of what they've actually been doing as they're just waltzing through the... Or is word going to spread of what they've been able to accomplish on this little journey. I want to see more. You probably do as well if you've reached this far in, at least. Hearing me ramble and waffle, it's not the most entertaining. But for now, if you did enjoy, let me know. It helps out the channel more than you can really know if you leave a like and a comment down below. And even more so, if you don't want to miss out going forward, maybe even subscribing. But definitely get yourselves a bit of rest. Stay out of sub-freezing temperatures. And I'll see you for the next one. Somehow, I do think that my patrons would still be slightly horrified if they were to see me doing squats in a remote cabin. So, to avoid that eventuality, why not help support the channel in a different way? Consider joining onto my Patreon, and that way, I'll mostly be staying at home and just watching some more anime, which is always safer for all of us. So, I do need to thank Noku, Sao, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else. And believe me, no matter how long or shortly you've been here, you'll definitely be remembered for helping me out.